What's up, bro?
Oh, 10 seconds, guys. We'll listen up.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know. Spending time alone, sending my songs through the phone, dreaming of a better home, while focused on trying to hone this craft, witchcraft. I hope the Bluez let this last.
The great music of Wata with Outside on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, with my partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City Made, Easy Bluez is in the building. We have a great friend, great gentleman, great chef, great multitasker, great individual as a whole, great father. The man does many amazing things. I love your hat, bro. Elevate.
Thank you. Elevate. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That definitely is you, man.
Yeah,
Aaron
man.
Lee
Sure.
is in the building, owner
Yes.
and CEO of Heartfelt Catering. And
All right.
I'm just going to be blunt with this first question, man. How has everything been this year for you? I mean, you're all about adjusting, and a lot of stuff has been coming 180 with the whole year of 2020. So just tell me, what is business like now?
Man, business has been actually pretty good. You know, for the first couple months of COVID, it was slow. It took a while for things to get going, but I think as people grew impatient, people wanted to have events, so people adjusted with the times, right? So you just had to adjust. It started to become a lot of outside events to do, right? So because of that, that's how I was able to make my money doing outside events, pulling up people's backyards, pulling up wherever I could do it outside. We was setting it up. So that's the good thing about catering, man. All I need is a couple chauffeurs, right? A couple Arnos, right? And we can keep the food hot wherever. So that's what it's about, man. Just being able to adapt and adjust. And, it was beneficial to me because a lot of people have a lot of overhead with like small business restaurant owners, have a lot of overhead they have to deal with. They got employees they have to deal with. But because I'm mobile and I'm catering, it's just me. I can pull up, set up, pop up, wherever, for sure. So I think that was working to my advantage. People just needed food like right now, they couldn't go and sit down. They couldn't go. And so because of that, most chefs are not used to that type of environment, but that's what I thrive in. So it was working perfect for me. As long as everybody was safe, I took the necessary precautions to make sure I was safe. And that's it, man. Let's keep it rocking. Let's keep it going, So
everything's been working naturally for you.
Yeah. Everything's been natural, man. To be honest, I really can't complain, man. Everything's been super good, it's ups and downs like anything else. Stressful right now. I'm getting a lot of events, but I just got to take my time and, handle it accordingly. That's it, bro.
You've been taking your time definitely throughout your business. Now, let's just go back down memory lane. You started out in Virginia.
Yes, sir.
From what I hear. Now, what was that like just starting out as a chef, getting to know different stuff, learning new techniques, and just becoming a better person? Just tell me about just the beginning of your journey.
Well, it just pretty much it's just a learning experience, a learning curve, right? Cooking at home to cooking in a restaurant environment is totally different, right? When you cook at home, you're not really thinking about a recipe. You kind of just do things with love. You kind of just do things with, I'm gonna add a couple spice here. I'm gonna add this here. I'm gonna do this too. I'm gonna tweak this with it. When working in a restaurant environment, you have to follow a strict guideline, right? Most of the time, there's a recipe to follow. There's a chef that's ahead of you that's making sure that you're searing this to this amount of time or you're cooking this to this appropriate temperature and so on and so have you. So it becomes uncomfortable at first because you have to learn all these ways. Before you, it's just like, I'm just doing my thing, after about half hour or so in my head, right, I go check the oven. Now it's like there's a timer, like 25 minutes at this time. You have to be, but then you might have other things going at that time too, right? When you're at home, you can take your time and cook one dish at a time if you want. But when you're in a busy restaurant, you got 3, 4, 5 different things going off at one time. So you got to be able to manage it all. So that's the key, to be able to manage it all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it definitely worked well with your time management, I see.
Yeah, most definitely, man. It takes time. It takes, a lot of patience, but you get it, right? You get frustrated, man. It's downs. It's a lot, right? So, but then you learn, right? After you go through the growing pains and ups and downs, you learn. You figure out ways to become successful. You figure out ways to adapt, and you become, crafty, right? You find crafty ways to get your job done, and that's what it's about, man. That's all a part of the experience.
Well, I think that's also really, I love the fact that you say crafty in there, because that would, the point I'm about to make is there's really an art form to
Yeah,
cooking. And when you're a home cook, you don't have those rules, so you can paint with broader strokes and be
yeah,
more experimental.
yep,
But when you have to be in the consumer aspect of it and everything has to land uniform,
yeah,
because if you are in a restaurant and you have a head chef, you have to cook up to their standard, and it has to taste like their dish. So
exactly.
you have all these rules and you have to learn how to play within there. And there's an art to that as well.
Yeah,
Like you have in music, you have some cover band artists, and they can duplicate an actual artist's song or set very well. But then you have these other artists that become like the head chefs.
yep,
And that's kind of where you're transitioned to, where you're taking the art form of cooking at home with love and you're bringing the uniformness of a commercial chef in there.
yep.
And that's what
Exactly. Yeah,
heartfelt
yeah.
catering really is. That's
Yes,
right. You can
perfect.
use
Yeah,
that as a tagline, sir.
yeah.
You can use that in your press release.
Most definitely, I will. That's yeah. You just summed it up in a nutshell, man. Definitely, but you're right, man. The restaurant environment, overcook a steak and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Overcook a steak and see what you might not finish your shift depending on where you work,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
See ya.
that's why, yeah. See ya, yeah. Every day you going in a restaurant environment. Luckily, I'm somewhere where it's unionized. I don't have that worry. I could burn something, and but I'm still suffer the consequences. I could go in the office. I may get written up, anything. I may get talked to, a warning, whatever the case may have you. But it's definitely like you can't play, man. The product costs a lot of money. People expect a certain service, right?
Right.
So it's up to you to perform and show up every day, and it's busy. It's a lot going on. Doesn't matter. You might have 100 covers, but every burger, every steak better come out right. Every chicken breast,
Mm-hmm.
every pasta, all of that, it better be perfected. If not,
Mm-hmm.
you got that one person that complain, and you
Yeah.
as a person, depending on how you are as a person, right? You want to do well. You want to do a great job. So when you are upsetting a person, or when somebody gets something they're not happy with or dissatisfied, that eats at you, right? You might have
Yeah.
did 150 of them good, but that 151st you messed up. Now you at home like, oh my, I can't believe, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a pressure in the restaurant environment. But I think that working at home, it's just all about practice. So the home is practice, right? So it's
Yeah.
like repetitions. It's almost like Kobe or somebody when they're in the gym, or LeBron when he's in
Right.
the gym, right? He's shooting 100 reps 3-pointers. So when he gets in the game, yeah, the pressure is on, but it becomes second nature. So that's what it's about. Like I feel like I'm perfecting my craft by going home and doing my own thing, and then coming to work and remembering the restaurant way. So putting those together, like you said, right? That's heartfelt catering. Yeah.
Now, for cooking,
Yeah.
Aaron, can it be also your stress and your therapy? Because I feel like you have a lot. You're really passionate about what you do.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's definitely therapy, like especially when I'm cooking at home. When I'm at work, I want to say it's more stress because I'm dealing with
Right.
other people. I'm dealing with employees, coworkers, right? I'm dealing with management.
Yeah.
I got, a certain amount of work that may need to be done for the day that I have to get done. I might have a extra workload today, right? At home, it could be the same, right? But it's you at control. If you want to sit down and you know do some prep, you can sit down and do it. If you want to put on some
Yeah.
music, you could put on music. You could put on music at the job too, but you might have to be mindful of whatever you're listening to because you got But when
Right.
you at home, it's your own
Right.
element, so you can do what you want to do. You can be as comfortable as you want to be, and you can make things work in your favor and your nature. So I feel like, yeah, that's the best. That's the best part about it for sure.
Would you say
Heartfelt
it's tough to
catering.
bump like? Hold
Yeah.
on. Would you say it's tough to bump like NWA at work?
Yeah. Unless you got the edited version, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
But I
you might
mean,
be feeling
Wu
like,
Tang's for the children. Wu Tang's for the children, so you should be able to play that there.
yeah, but still, once again, once they get to coming out, once ODB verse come on, you already know you might. You know what I'm
You might as well just leave the office now.
saying?
Like, I'm gonna go to the office. I'm already there. Write me
Yep.
up. It's okay. But I like it
Yeah.
raw. Nothing I can say.
Yeah. So I think that yeah, man. So that's the difference, right? Being at home, just being in your own element. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that feeling, man.
Right.
It's unmatched. And then especially when you can still pump the same like restaurant experience food, right? Or if you're in the kitchen, wherever you're at, but just doing your own thing, being in control of your own destiny, that feels great, That's the best part, for sure.
That's what you do because you own your own business. Now, you have a little bit of everything when it comes to Heartfelt.
Yes, sir.
How hard and how exciting was the challenge just being introduced to new cuisines? for example, like you got to make an Indian dish on Monday, and then you got to
Yeah.
do all vegan on Tuesday, and
Yeah.
then Wednesday they want just a little bit of Chinese, and you're like, okay, how can I manage this time? How can I make this work? And how can I bring it? How can I know it's me? How can they know it's just me and differentiate that? Am I
Yeah.
just trying to make sense with you? That's
Yeah.
all.
Now,
Yeah,
so like in American food, right?
yeah,
You pretty much, the seasons they're not basic, but you probably much use the same amount of ingredients with the so many ways, right?
mm-hmm.
But when you're doing different styles of cuisines, like Indian per se, like you're doing a lot of spices, you might have to toast the spices before you even, marinate it, then grind the spices up, right? It's a whole bunch of different spices that are unique and maybe foreign to you, right?
Right.
That you maybe not even heard. You might even have a hard time pronouncing it, but you got to put them all together. It might be 20 different seasons that you never used before. So I think it's like that. Other things is stews. It's a lot of components to those dishes, right? Sometimes you might make something with caramelized onions. You might have to toast the spices, then put the onions. It might have an egg on it, crack an egg. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Indian dishes can get really complicated. So I think that's the process of learning how to fine tune it and being delicate, right? Because there's so many pieces to the puzzle, right? You could say, or to these recipes that it may take time for you to really fine tune everything you're doing to put it together. Whereas opposed to American style, like you grab a steak, salt, pepper, whatever kind of seasoning you want to put, olive oil, you sear it, put it in the oven. Boom, you got you a steak,
Right.
same thing with a baked potato, same thing. You season it up, broccoli, whatever kind of veg, you season it up, you roast it in the oven or you saute it, whatever the case, right? But with these other dishes like Indians and per se, it takes time. Like every little thing is key to the process, right? If you toast the spice just a little bit too much, you're gonna taste that in the sauce, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you caramelize onions or you burn it a little bit too much, you're gonna taste it in the sauce. If you burn tomato sauce, you're gonna taste it as the sauce. If you put too much spice in there, it's gonna be too hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
then it's like all you taste is heat. So it's a process of figuring out, when to use the heat, what type of heat you want to taste. Like you might want the heat most of the time to be at the back of the flavor when you taste it. You don't want it to be in the front. You want to feel that after, like the aftertaste, because when it's hot right away, it takes away from the dish. But when you feel the
Mm-hmm.
spice in the back, you get the full feeling of the flavor of everything you tasting, right? So I think those are all the key components to them processes when you're doing those different dishes. So yeah.
It's so interesting because I feel that catering and cooking honestly translates to so many different other business styles.
Yeah.
Because as you're talking about, all the things you're going through, this is the same thing every musician I've ever dealt with
Facts.
goes
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Figuring out the right way, how to properly arrange the song, how it's going to work out the best, whether you want the impact moment at the back or at the front. And the fact that, and I really hope we have a bunch of artists tuning in right now because they should be taking notes.
Yeah.
Studying how you're doing things in your, business format can help them tremendously.
Yes.
You are very, very aware of your audience.
Yeah.
That's key, and that's kind of what Prestige was talking about. Monday your audience was Indian style, so you paid attention and played your set list
Yep.
to their likes and their
Facts.
needs. But you were still able to put your stank on it, as we
Yeah.
call in the music industry.
Facts.
And that's huge, and that's really what we need to be, especially in these massively uncertain times
Yeah, man.
where people need to be, as Bruce Lee states, like water. You have to
Yep.
constantly adapt and flow and overcome.
Yeah. And it's gonna keep changing. It's gonna keep changing. Man, it's only the beginning of this process, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we don't never know it's gonna be like another year before we get dining. I mean, even at my job right now, they only let 60 people sit in the dining hall at a time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it used to be as opposed to 300 people maybe in the dining hall at a time. It used to be could sit up to 320, something like that, right? Now
Right.
only 60 people. So if this is a big unit with a whole bunch of, restaurant space and a big dining hall and they're only sitting 60 people, right? You got to
Right.
think about a regular sized restaurant. Most of them probably fit
Mm-hmm.
about 60 people in there, right? So
Right.
now how many people can they sit at a time, right?
Maybe
You
20,
know,
25.
yeah, right. So now you think about the reduce of profit that they making every night when they can't
Mm-hmm.
seat as many people as they used to seating, right? So now you have to figure out how do you take care of these large crowds? How can because without the large crowds, you can't get the money, right? Especially in catering,
Exactly.
man. You need big crowds to be able to make a good amount of cash. So because of that, you have to adapt, right? I have to learn how to do outside styles. I have to learn how to, whatever pop-up shops, right? I had a man, my boy Nate, he was talking about doing something like that, possibly, right? So that's something else I'm thinking about. Pop-ups, got to make that popular, right? But then
I'll tell you right now, man. If you're interested in doing some type of pop up or something, we should definitely talk
let's do it,
because
yeah.
we can supply a musical aspect of it, and not only that, but I can get some small business that I happen to be affiliated with to
Sounds
be
good.
there as well and make it an actual event.
But we getting on a call tonight. As soon as I clock out of this place later, we getting on a call tonight.
Ooh.
That's something that's something that, I really want to do. I really want to implement.
So
It's gonna be dope.
all local clothing designers, make sure
Yeah.
you slide into mine and Aaron's DMs.
Yeah.
Let's make this a party. Like, if we're gonna
Yeah.
do it, make it a party, and we'll figure out the space. We'll have a call in so they can place their orders, so we can do curbside pickup, and we can do everything on a curb. We're gonna pick a random curb in New Haven. And we're just gonna create a curbside pickup. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, now while you saying that, all the local designers as well, man. Y'all tap in with my man Shakim Shabazz and my man Gary Gates. They about to open up the New Heaven Apparel September, I think 15th or the 16th. It's gonna be their grand opening. That's gonna be right on Dixwell. It's all apparel shop. So anybody who's got a local brand who's looking to get it in the store, it's legit. Hit up my man, tap in my man Shakim Shabazz or my man Gary Gates, man, right next to the Who's Next barbershop. Y'all gonna see New Heaven Apparel. Check them out for sure.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
How long have you been with Yale University, Aaron?
I've been there since 2012.
Now, is it half the staff now?
Yeah, it's a reduced amount of staff. Yeah, it's a reduced amount of staff. So they took, they went by seniority pretty much with the positions in the dining hall. So a lot of people that was working in the dining hall, they got shipped to other units. So they're still working, but they just got shipped to other departments based upon seniority. Or they had a choice, they got other things like a COVID testing site now where they needed people to work. So people volunteer for that, things of that nature. So, yeah, but everybody's working though, man. Yale can't front, man. Yale's done a tremendous job with making sure everybody was employed and figuring out a good plan to keep everybody's jobs, right? So they paid us the whole time while we were on COVID break, right? So shout out to them, man. Shout out to the union, Brian, Taisha, man. Everybody that worked hard to, keep our jobs and also make sure that we were safe in the process too, man, for sure. Be thankful.
Definitely, brother. Now, is it safe to say, as I say this on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven, behind the brand, myself, Prestige, and EZ Bluez, we got Aaron Lee right here for Heartfelt Catering. Is it safe to say that Yale University is the backbone of Heartfelt Catering? Was that the whole point of starting out your own business? Did they give you more insight of, okay, I can run my own business now. I can start my own
definitely
my brand.
Definitely gave me the concept, but I can't say it's the backbone because I done, struggle, sacrifice, and went through so much to even get this off the ground, right? Yeah. So definitely, I did learn a lot of concepts, and it did open. I will say that it did open my my mind to a whole new style of cooking. It did help me with a healthier lifestyle for myself, and it did give me more insight on how to give it to others, right? So I feel like, it definitely played a part, but as far as just the hard work, the grind, everything it took, man, I really had to go through that, I really had to take time and
I'm gonna put you on the spot here because I know a secret that everybody else doesn't, and I'm gonna share it right now. You were actually probably one of the most music influenced caterers.
Yeah.
Where your business hustle and strategy comes directly for your respect and admiration for Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, facts. That's a fact. 100%.
Yeah,
that's 100%, and that's the whole process of what I was doing. Right, it was the same thing with him. Like he used the music industry. He had to sign a deal, right, with Epic. He learned aspects of the game, and then he found out, I still want to make music, but this is the process for me. Now I can open up and do this for myself, right? So the whole process of what he did with his music is what I'm trying to do with the catering, man, which is to inspire people through food, right? Give them something healthy to enjoy and inspire to be, right? And that's what it's about, man. Like, and it's a marathon, bro. Like from starting trying to get my first event right to where I'm at now, it's crazy, man. I just was in Massachusetts 2 days ago, and I'm just saying to myself, like, wow, here I am, like right here by Yankee.
Wait a second.
Stadium.
You were in Massachusetts?
Yeah,
Wait,
I
did
had a
you do
wedding.
special cooking in Massachusetts?
I just had a wedding tasting out there, so I'll be doing my first wedding in Mass, Raynham, Mass. That's October 2nd, man. That's gonna be
Right.
really dope.
But was
He's
it
not
special
talking
cooking?
about that cooking easy. He's not.
Huh?
Oh, okay. I was Massachusetts, so I thought it was special cooking.
He's not
I'm
talking
just
about
saying.
that particular type of cooking.
Nah,
Maybe that'll be in the foreseeable future, but he's
Not
not
that kind of
talking
cooking.
about
Not
that particular kind.
That's something definitely that's really popular right now. But nah, that not that kind of cooking. Maybe
I had to
hopefully in
ask.
time. You
It's
never know,
a
right?
little bit too soon with that one.
Nah,
Inquiring
back,
minds,
man. You
sir.
never know, right? Put the money up. I had to figure it
Inquiring
out.
minds.
Yeah, I definitely got the team for that, man. My man Shane,
Right.
he's dope with that. Y'all can check him out. Rises Eats and Treats. My man Shane,
Nice.
we do that. So definitely something I want to link with him and do. He was talking about trying to do an infused dinner soon. So hopefully we can link together and put something. But he's the yeah. So, but in Mass, it just happened to be a wedding tasting I did out there. So I was just saying to myself, driving, coming back, like I'm like, man, wow, and I'm fortunate to even be able to, still book and have some of these things going down with all the situation and everything going on, right?
Yeah.
God is good, man. I gotta give him all the praise, right? Sure.
Definitely, God is beautiful, and He definitely awards hardworking people like yourself. Especially that event you had in New York. I know we mentioned it a couple times in the interview, but that was a real big success for you, man. What was going on through your head? I know there had to be a good nervous system just going through you. I mean, because you're really excited to make things happen during that.
Yeah, I did a few. I did a few out there, man. One was I did a few for the Brooklyn Fashion Week, and then I did another one that was for the bloggers give back, man. It was crazy because they had a few, I don't want to say A-list, B-list. A couple guys was there, right? They had Neve there from Catfish.
Yeah.
So that was pretty
nice.
big. He was there talking. Yeah, I met there was a couple other guys there too. Chrissy Monroe, she was on VH1. They had and Kat Schuler, she's like a model. A few plus size models there. It was cool. It was like, good environment, right? It was in the middle of Times Square. It was dope. So it was like, I did that pretty well, but it was so busy and crowded in there, right? Like I didn't even get a chance to set up everything because everybody was there. Right. So I'm like literally making and plating up the food or whatever, the little hors d'oeuvres and stuff. And people are like taking it, smashing it right in front of me. You know how that is. It's just me trying to grab all the stuff. And I got my little canteen and my little what's the Cambro bins, right? Trying to man, it's crazy, bro. Like some of the stuff I pulled off is like I don't even know how.
Well,
man.
I will tell you, next time that happens, Prestige and I will go, but in full suits, and we'll be like your security. We'll just hold our ears. There'll be no earpiece. We'll just be like hold our ears and talk to each other. Be like, no, you don't have permission to do here. He needs to set up first. It'll be up in a moment. It'll be fantastic. It'll be so much fun.
Nah, that's a fact, man. That's and I think people don't understand. It's like when you're doing this, right, you have to be on your best mental because not only you cooking, right, you gotta sell it. You gotta go and be a gentleman. You gotta talk to the people. You got people come in. They might make rude remarks. They may say something. You gotta still keep a smile on your face, right?
Yeah, man.
Most of the time, it's a great experience for the most time. But you always got a couple people every now and then. But for the most time, I'm blessed to have great experiences. But still, it's like it's a role with many hats for sure, man.
Look, man, customer service. The best part of customer service is the customers.
Yeah.
The worst part of customer service is the customers.
Sure.
Yeah. So I get it. Like,
yeah. And I'm learning too. I'm kind of stubborn, man. I'm learning now. I need to start reaching out and getting help to the point now, right? I've been doing a lot of stuff for myself, but I think it's I'm at the point where I really want to expand, and I've been taking my time with that. But I think that hopefully, man, it's time to start saving up properly how I need to. Yeah. And maybe next year, so I could really start, hopefully get a space, or if not a space, just a team. Right. So that's what I'm working on now, reaching out to other chefs and stuff like that about how I can, maybe get kitchen space or how I can, things like that. Just, like you said, being crafty, right?
I totally understand that whole aspect, Aaron, because I worked in numerous amount of kitchens. It's very hard trying to find the right person by your side. And you can look at each point of view. It's very hard trying to find the right people for your band. So it's very hard trying to find those good, instrument or those good quality people. Like they always say, good help is hard to find, especially when the kitchen, because you're always on the go and everybody has to have a similar amount of thinking like you do.
Yeah. Nah, it's facts, man. And it's like sometimes people you have to figure out who. Like my point is, I need people who want to be a part of what I'm doing, as opposed to
Exactly.
if I'm start putting you on to what I'm doing, and now you can see like, oh man, like wow, you know what I'm saying? Like I need people who want to be a part of the team. That's the thing. It's hard to find that without people.
Right.
I
You
know
want a
people
team
want to
member,
branch up.
not an employee.
Yeah, exactly. I need somebody to be down. So that's the hard part. It's like, are you being as committed to this process as I am, right? Are you really ready to go to the lengths that I'm ready to go? Because I can get crazy, right? We know this entrepreneur thing, it can get crazy. You know, I'm up sometimes, I'm not sleeping. Sometimes I'm doing 2 events in a day. I'm hooked all weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing 3 or 4 or 5 events in a weekend. Like, are you ready to really go and, go to that length? Because I'm ready, right? So that's the process that's really hard, to find somebody as driven and dedicated as you are, right? Without you coming off as too aggressive or maybe you're too bossy or you're too, no, bro, this is what it takes, right? This is, I need to do this, right? I have every day I wake up, I got my children, they're growing every day. My son is 7. He's wearing a size 5 in sneakers, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I have to tell you, like, I have to get it, bro. Like, it's not a game, bro. You know what I'm saying? So people don't understand that aspect. I need people who understand that and, really want to go to that length to get this, because that's what it takes, man,
You work for the ultimate supply and demand, brother.
Yeah,
You really do.
Yeah,
And
it's the food, bro. It's gonna be, but I got to do it right now with everything shutting down, even money, right? They were trying to make our money count. Like, this is one of the only things. Yeah, people gonna always need food. So even to the aspect of, I seen like maybe a few weeks ago where it was an article where they had like a robot and he was like working the kitchen. It wasn't even a whole robot. It was just like an arm with a spatula, and he was capable of like making 50 burgers, right, by itself. So I'm like, look at what they're doing. And what do you think, these big corporations are going to start doing eventually, right? Robotics is going to be the next thing coming out. So this is another reason why I'm thinking about still having my own business, because these cook's jobs, chef jobs, dishwasher jobs, all these things, who knows, man? Robotics might take all these positions eventually, right? So it's something you got to really think about, man. It's real, technology is just taking over everything.
Yeah.
And that's a key. Like, you have to stay ahead of that. And that's why you see like the small businesses that are surviving and thriving during these COVID times are the ones that are leaning towards social media, that are leaning towards, selling online, that are leaning past just the brick and mortar ideas. And I don't think we'll ever evolve completely without a brick and mortar. People are going to want to go to a store. People are going to want to go to a storefront. But we're becoming less and less dependent on going on that storefront. And that's why you have to stay as fluid and as adaptable as you are staying, man. And now, do you think you'll possibly look at like starting to do like a meal programs or something like that? Because the other thing that we're not talking about here, it's called Heartfelt Catering. And it's actually because from when we first started talking, you were trying to bring soul food, into a healthier lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
I got the tagline right here. It's one of my favorite taglines. Not to cut you off, but it's one of my favorite taglines that you always say. It's been every time we meet together, Aaron. Through his business with Heartfelt Catering, he cooks with soul, not just with soul food easy. So I'm very happy that you mentioned that. He says it every single time. I just had to say it myself because I love that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Much love to y'all. But I actually got the meal prep. It's not as popular, right? People haven't been reaching out as much, but I have it available. If anybody ever wants to get a plan going, you can go on my website. It's Heartfelt Catering -life.webnode.com. You go up there, you'll see I got 3 options for the meal plan. You can get like a heavy protein, you can get a vegan one, or you can get like, if you're not sure about what you want to do, you can get the Heartfelt package, right? The vegan package and the heavy protein is $10 a meal, and then the Heartfelt package is $8 a meal. So, we can sit down and have consultations. Anybody who wants to sit down, we can figure out what you like, what you don't like, what you want to be introduced to, and then we can figure out something that fits, your diet. I think that, like I said before, a lot of people misconstrue the meal prep. They automatically think they have to follow a certain regimen. No, you have to figure out what works and what you like for your body, right? That's what it's about. So, yeah, anybody who ever wants to sit down and have the meal prep, we can always sit down and have a consultation, or we can sit down and over the phone, whatever you want to do. But the meal prep is definitely available, man. Definitely something I want to do. I also want to start doing more private dinners. So y'all can be on the lookout for that too, man. Any couples, any, fancy events, birthdays, people looking for that for sure. We could definitely do
Album release parties. Hint, hint.
yeah.
Wink, wink.
Let's do it.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
let's do it. Let's do it. Those is huge, man. Those is huge. And that's why I've been working on trying to find a space for the kitchen, because I feel like if I had a kitchen I could cook out of every day, or just something, more refined where I can just know that was there, it could also take my food to the next level, right? I can have better quality and I could store more. It'll help me save in the long run. But at the same time, it's like I need to figure out a way to do it without the overhead right now, because like you said, with small businesses going down, is it really the best to invest? So, just a lot of things you got to think about, but it's all coming together for sure.
That's something we'll probably see around 2021, 2022, if I can barely speak.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's all patience, man. It takes time, right? It's a marathon, man. Like you said, man, it's a marathon. So I'm just taking my time, man, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it, man. Like Nip say, man, you got to enjoy the process, right? You know what I'm saying? And you're going to go through it, right? So, that's my guy, like I said, man. So for sure, I listen to that all the time, man. It's heavy, it's real, just going through the motions, man, the ups and the downs, right? I've been dealing with a lot in 2020, even 2019. It was a lot going on, personal things. So I'm just blessed to still be here, still going, right?
Absolutely.
I'm just ready for the new beginnings, right? Whatever's coming.
I think your passion definitely shows it. And one thing I love about your passion, you always want to spread your knowledge throughout your community. And what you've been doing for a very, very long time, Easy talked about a little bit earlier, I think about like 2-3 minutes ago, about meal prepping and telling people how to eat healthier, because normally just around New Haven, well, deep in New Haven, you mainly see, just a bunch of fast food restaurants, not too many stuff. I mean, all we have is pretty much the Edge. That's about it.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
Edge.
Even you see a lot of people.
Easy.
You got Claire's. You got Edge. You got Edge of the Woods.
Yeah, we mentioned
you got Claire's. You got Edge of the Woods. You got a bunch of other places. I mean, and yes, New Haven is an amazing foodie city. I got to tell you, you can get some great cuisine from almost anywhere, and it's so good, and you can get so heavy. Just ordering through Grubhub and chilling on your couch. You can taste the entire world in about 2 weeks.
But we're talking about the people with budget wise.
Yeah.
Grubhub can cost. Uber Eats can cost. We're telling people how to eat healthier with a good amount of budget and how to do it. You can do it. It can be done. But we mentioned places like Edge, and we mentioned places like Claire's, who do try to benefit those in the community, who try to go to an easier way of healthier eating, if I can barely speak, because I got so many emotions and thoughts running through my head.
But, you can
talking food. Prestige is crying. He's like, this is my jam.
You could take $75 right now and go to like Price Right. A lot of people sleep on Price Right because it's Price Right cheap. It's really not that cheap. You go to their produce, a lot of their produce is locally sourced. So because of that, they have really good produce in there. It may not be organic, but a lot of their stuff is made close to Connecticut. So because of that, right, you can go on Price Right and spend $75 and come out and do really well with the produce there. Same thing with Aldi's. Like most of the stuff that Aldi serve is organic, and they serve it at a cheaper price. Yeah, it's not the name brand stuff, but the stuff you may see every day in the Stop and Shop. But at the end of the day, if it's organic, right, it's a good product. It's gonna do what it needs to do for your body. So that's another way. I still shop at Aldi's. I shop at Price Right still to this day. Dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's just heads up to people. Like those are ways people who don't have the funding or don't have a lot of money, but they need to still eat well. Right. Shop at the stores. Check that out, man, and check that farmers markets out too, bro. Like I know Meriden Farmers Market. There's one in New Haven, right? You can check it out. They always have good quality stuff. And you could grow too, right? Learn to get into growing. A lot of people don't think about that too, but it's way cheaper to buy the seeds, and maybe some fertilizer if you got a space in your backyard, or if your friend or somebody has a space, y'all can start together a garden. And after a couple months, right? Y'all can have tomatoes, you can have orange, you can have corn, spices, you can have zucchini, you can have cucumbers, right? So that's something else for people to think about, right? And that's something we need to be thinking about because with this COVID going on, you see how they were shutting the stores down, grocery stores, anything can happen. What are we gonna do, right? If we don't want to become hunters and hunt meat, then we got to learn how to grow. If we learn how to grow, we can always feed our families and ourselves, right? So we have to think about.
Yeah, because we're not immortal.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Well,
a lot of people think they can live forever and ever a day. Like we have a limited time in this world. In order to expand it, we just have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of
all right, pause. You're not immortal. I'm a musician. I'll live forever.
Oh, wow.
Talk that. That's the fact. He'll always live on wax. Yeah, he's talking that. He'll always live on wax. Yeah. Yeah. So that's dope, man. Definitely. That's what we got to do. I just got to link and check that out. He talking that talk. That's a fact. But,
man, you stopped my train of thought right there, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna be greedy. My new single just came out today, and I'm feeling myself. That's all I'm saying.
Congratulations to you, brother.
Let them know that. Where can they find that at, bro? Where can they find that single at?
Spotify, man. Shane Penguin.
Right. Yeah.
Bandcamp, Shane Penguin.
There you go. Y'all check that out, man. For real, that's good music right there.
Well, Aaron, back to you, man. Any type of events you have coming up in the foreseeable future before 2020 makes its exit?
I'm about to do I'm about to do a small brunch for my man on Sunday for his girl. They having to get together. I don't want to say too much. I don't know if it's like a surprise or whatever for us, so I don't want to like ruin it. But I'm also about to do the wedding in October. I'm actually about to do another wedding on the 13th. Yeah, for my man Bam. Black Business Revolution. His wife, him and his wife, they wanted something. So on the 13th, that's a Sunday. I'm gonna be doing it for them. And then I have the wedding in Mass, which I'm excited about because that's another state. Hopefully, I get to, cater to a new audience and spread the brand a little bit. So I'm excited about that. That's gonna be October 2nd. And yeah, we go from there. I'm gonna just try to keep lining them up, bro, sure.
Now, how is handling a wedding in a pandemic? How's that like? Like, how's that working out? Is it half, like 20 people limit? The limit? Talk to me. What's going on with that?
It depends. Each building, they have their certain regulations. Me as a chef, I just have to bring my credentials, which is my serve safe, my business license. And as long as I have my business license and my serve safe, and I can, and then I have to get insurance, whatever. Insurance on the business or insurance for the day, whatever the case may have you, then I'm covered. I don't have to worry about whatever their regulations are. Now, their regulations, whatever they have to deal with, I guess that's on that the couples or whoever is, booking that venue, they have to deal with that. I just had a situation where it didn't have the best turnout because I wasn't able to cook the food in the restaurant for whatever. So the food still was good, but I don't feel like it was my best quality. But you live and you learn. But at this wedding I'm going to be able to do, I'm going to have access to a kitchen, so that makes a big difference. When you do an event, you're supposed to have access to the kitchen as long as you provide the things I just named, which is a serve safe, which is your business license and your insurance. Then they're supposed to allow you to cook in the kitchen or whatever. But I don't know, maybe COVID restrictions, whatever. So that's the only difference, right? Is dealing with people because you're a caterer and you may be going to a venue that serves catering, right?
Right.
So now they don't want to help you as much as they should because you're taking business for them, right? You're coming in their facility, right, where they provide catering and providing your own food. So, yeah. So because of that, that's probably the issue that you're dealing with now. And maybe before, hey, whatever, we miss an event, we're this huge corporation. But now with COVID, every event counts. So you taking money out of their pocket. They don't like that, right? So that's some things you deal with. Those are challenges, but that's a good problem to have, right?
Right. Yeah. Man.
That's why it's about growing and just learning about, like I said, getting my own space. But that's all comes with time. I don't want to rush and take out a big loan or just put myself in a huge predicament right now when I'm comfortable. The important thing is just to, keep with my process, keep doing it the hard way, keep grinding and just keep saving up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the better way. Because at the end of the day, I'm better being able to take care of my family than put myself in a hole. Then I got to work for a bank. Yeah, maybe not working for a boss, but working for a bank, right? You're still not working for yourself. So just taking my time, man. That's probably the hardest process of it, is just telling myself, right, that my time is coming. Things will get where I want to go. But I just got to stick to my guns. And that's what I'm doing, man. Just keep sticking to my guns.
Singing to our friends on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven, Prestige, and EZ Blues behind the brand with Aaron Lee. And we're talking about patience, and you got to have patience with that serve-safe test, man, because that was one of the most hardest tests I had to take.
Facts.
And
not easy. I just renewed mine, so I'm good for 5 years. I'm straight.
On every single temperature you have to take. Like the serve safe test is no joke. You have to, and trust, I'm not saying it's not like the bar or anything when it comes to a lawyer. They are really strict when it comes to that test.
But still, just for a regular test for like somebody who may not have a college degree, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty challenging for sure. You also got to remember about, like dishwashing, the dish machines and all those things. You got to know that too, right? So,
the triple
you got to, the triple sink. You got to know health code violations. You got to know all that type of stuff. It's not just the cooking and temperatures and stuff like that. If the health and safety inspector comes in, right, you have to know all those little things about the walk-in, all the little things about, right, this hallway. How many people can you have in at this amount of time? Does everybody have a glove? Does everybody have a thermometer? Does everybody have a, you know what I'm saying? So all those
fire
things.
Code, everything. And
fire code,
was crazy on the serve safe test I had to learn was the business management side of it. It was just a little bit of business management inside the restaurant. Budget, how to manage a budget or real good budget with the whole place. It was just insane or what you have to just deal with on a daily basis, because I'm just expressing this now because one, I took it, and two, you're a business owner. You own your own entity, you own your own brand. So that test had to be pretty much what you go through on a daily basis. I know once you take it again, because everybody has to take it every 5 years, it's going to be a little bit of breeze to you because you do it every day. But I'm just starting it out.
Not even then, but it changed. Like, so this is my second time taking it. So the first time I took it, there was, it was fine. But the second time, a lot has changed in 5 years, right?
That's true.
So in the next 5 years, a lot is going to change again. So every 5 years you take it, right? There's a whole lot of new things, new language, new things that they changed about it, fine tweaks or whatever it is that they put in the test. But it's a totally different test. It's a totally different experience every time. 5 years from now, with all these COVID restrictions, right? It's going to be probably a totally different test. Yeah. So, which is a good thing, because I guess it kind of helps you keep up with what's going on. It keeps you informed, and so it's good.
It challenges you, which is a really good thing, and it's definitely needed. It really is definitely needed. Now, with your events, have you ever done anything just for the homeless or something like that, like through Heartfelt, or is that gonna happen?
Not yet, but that's something I want to do. I've been getting on my kids as regular, right? Just being dad, like, we're gonna go work at a soup kitchen, so y'all can see, right? Just because, having children, I know my man Easy could relate to that. Having children, sometimes they could be like, as much as you love them, right? They could be ungrateful sometimes, right? You like
sometimes,
man, facts, a lot, like, just like last night, I took my son. He wanted Popeyes, but I took him to the soul food restaurant. We got real chicken instead of going to Popeyes. He was mad because he wanted chicken sandwich with fries. I'm like, bro, like, you gonna get a regular, real chicken, fried, like good fried chicken, not like, you know what I'm saying? From a restaurant chain, like, that's healthier for you. Than you want to have that, we can have that. But come on, bro, like, damn, you can't even have a, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was mad. So then that goes into the 30-minute dad conversation. You already know, Easy, where you're like, just trying to get something to eat. Now you got to lecture him about how he's so thankful to even be able to go to a restaurant right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something I've been wanting to do, man. I have done a back to school giveaway. That was last year. That was pretty dope. I got to be a part of that. That was pretty good. Shout out to my girl Kami, man. She good people. She's like a human brandonizer, right? She does networking, hosting. She does a bunch of different stuff. But one of the things she put together was the back to school giveaway in Harlem, and I packed 50 to go lunches, right? There was all had a sandwich. They had candy in it. It came with chips and water, right? So it's pretty dope. They get a backpack full of supplies, and then they all got a sandwich with the chips and the water. It was pretty dope. And it was crazy because what happened was, where we set it up was like in the middle of the projects in East Harlem. Like, we set it up out there or whatever. And when we went there was like a huge cookout, mad stuff going on. It was mad kids and mad people out there. So we was kind of frustrated because we're like, damn, like, we didn't even expect all these people to be here. Like, what we gonna do now or whatever? So luckily I had happened to bring my table. I had certain supplies that we had needed, which was clutch because we was able to set everything up on the table. And then it just all came together because what we thought was a bad thing was a blessing in disguise. It was like God had brought all the kids because now all the kids out there, now everybody's lining up to take the book bags. I mean, we probably served at least 50 to 75 different kids, right? Probably like they all got a book bag, and it was nice, man. She did excellent. They all had pencils, pens, what is it? The pouch, right? Or the pencil box, or the
Yes,
pouch. Yeah,
the
came with
pencil bag.
notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally everything you need to start a first week of school or a couple weeks of school, it was in there with the book bag, right? So
Right.
it was clutch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was something really great to be a part of, and I was thankful for that for sure. So definitely that's something I want to do more of. I have done like a bunch of free events for some of these, like high profile people. Like I did one in Albany. That was same. There was a fashion show at the Hilton Hotel, which was pretty dope. But I did that free of charge just because I wanted to get in that company. So it was dope. I had sandwiches, salads, and cookies, and I had all the babies come in. They all wanted cookies. It felt good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was dope. It was a good experience, man. I definitely done some free events, but nothing for the homeless yet. So maybe you just gave me an idea, spark something up, man. Maybe before it gets too chilly out here, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And giving back
definitely.
to kids, man, is such an exhilarating feeling. It's such a
Yeah,
great feeling to have,
yeah,
especially
man. Yeah, because they so thankful, man. They so
yeah,
thankful. That's one thing about them, right? Just as ungrateful they could be, you give them a cookie or something, it make their day, like, or it's just they don't like understand the concept of stress, really, right? So
right.
like you could be going through it, having a bad day, but the kids, they're just so happy to see you. They don't even
Yeah,
understand. Like the lights could be off, you could have no food in the fridge, right? They don't care as long as they got their daddy or their mom right there, or whatever. They good. They figure it out, right? So that's the concept of kids too, right? They definitely keep you grounded.
if possible, you know what I'm saying? Because we really want our kids to chase our dreams. Do
Yeah.
you think you can probably pass this business on to your children when the time is set? You and you know.
Yeah, I definitely think so because my kids are super like interested in what I do, right? They love to cook, they love to pitch in, and they always there pretty much because it's hard to get childcare. So a lot of times, like even when I did the tasting Wednesday, they was with me, right? We drove all the way to Mass. They used to taking them long trips with me. They used to coming back with me. I got them on the road. They like my little grinders, right? So yeah, I definitely think that they'll be quick with it as long as I keep them afloat and I keep showing them the ropes. My son done been with me at plenty of events, right? And he
Right.
done made some mistakes too. There was a big event I had one time. He dropped the whole fruit platter on the ground, boom, right in the middle of everybody. I'm like, oh no. But you know what? It was good for him because he learned. Once he make the mistake one time, he'll never make it again. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but just bringing him at such a young age, he's learning how to start your own business, how to be and interact with people, and how to make your own money, right? He sees daddy doing his own thing on top of working, right? So it's helping them. Same thing with my daughter, just showing them that hard work. Maybe it's not cooking that they do.
Right.
Maybe it's something else, but I definitely think that when it's all said and done, they'll be equipped to run it for sure, man. I want to try to make sure I give them a skill, right? To keep them going forever. So we'll see. But I definitely think they could.
I was just gonna get into that, just teaching that home skill of cooking. That's something they can do for the rest of their lives. Like you said
That,
a little bit earlier, just about that Popeye's chicken sandwich. He can make a sandwich 10 times better
better than that.
than that
Yeah.
chain. He can make fries 10 times better than that chain. He can impress so many people probably within a 10-year time span. It'll be crazy about the amount of stuff he learns at this young age. So like I'm happy that you're really getting him out there, man. It's really needed. And it's really good for their social skills too. They
Yeah.
can meet a lot of people. They can definitely express themselves a little bit more. They won't be
Yeah.
more into that shell. So it's
Back.
really taking them out there and doing things. For
Yeah.
example, I saw Easy. Actually, I was there with Easy. We were at a little concert at Music Intervention. He brought his child out there, just playing with the band and playing with the old different drums. He was getting a new hindsight of life, and that's what you do with your kids. Just get them out there in New York and Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Different other states, even around Connecticut, because Connecticut is beautiful. They have a whole bunch of venues there going.
Facts. Big
And
fact. Bunch of parks and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, it's true. Like I had them out the back to school giver I was talking about Harlem. I had the kids there with me, right? And they grabbing stuff, right? I got them carrying stuff across the street, right? Busy street, busy everything. Come
right.
on. Y'all gotta come. Y'all gotta hold it down. Y'all already know what time it is. And they hold it down. They, so they're learning quick how to be, survivors out here. That's what I'm teaching them, how to survive, if anything, right? You're gonna learn how to take nothing and make it something. If you don't learn nothing else from it, you're never gonna be, out here hopeless. And I feel like that's a big problem with the young generation nowadays, right? They, with so much technology and so much things going on nowadays, they're like handicapped to a certain degree, right? I was at breakfast with the kids a few weeks ago, and I'm sitting there minding my business, doing what we always do, drawing, playing with, they always give you the crayons and stuff to color with or whatever the case, right? And I didn't even, not even realizing that my waiter was a teacher. She was a third grade teacher. And she was like, wow, I just want to tell you, you're doing an excellent job. I don't see an iPad or a phone in sight. There's conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are drawing. The kids are like, it's like, wow, I just want to let you know, they're doing an excellent job. And that felt good for me because, there's a white lady. I'm in Middletown, right? Here I am, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like here with my kids. And for her to say that to me, it just felt like, wow, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
Go ahead, Easy.
Hold on. That's like the key point of being a parent, though. Like, no matter how much your kids drive you crazy, you don't realize how well behaved they are until you're in that situation. And like that random person, like we were at the skate park, and I let my guys kind of like go because they're older and go and do their thing. And I heard some woman be like, "Where are your parents?" I was like, "Oh, here it comes." So she comes over and she's like, "I just want to say your boys are so well engaged and so well behaved, and they were trying to engage my two young kids as well and treating them like they were actually people instead of like bullying them. And they thank you for that." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. They're not the terrorists that I thought they were."
Yeah.
You got your great Instagram right here.
So good.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah,
Those avocados
wow.
look so good.
So good. I don't even like avocados, and I want them.
Yeah.
And I think, is that like a rack of lamb right there, Aaron?
Oh, that's the prime. That's the prime rib.
Prime rib. Oh.
Yeah. Then you got the stuff.
I haven't broken fast yet today. I hate you both right now.
Yeah, man. That was the salad I did there was a what is it? Just kale with the mesclun greens. Mm-hmm. It's got the seared plantain and then the stuff, the avocado in front with the crab cake on top with the mandarin orange vinaigrette.
Mm.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Then there's another dish there. That's to substitute the pasta. That's the crab cakes with the sauteed kale with the cream sauce, which is pretty good.
Mm.
Then you see the stuffed salmon. Yeah.
Very bottom. Yeah.
The salmon is stuffed. I stuffed that with artichoke. I took spinach, crab meat, and then I gutted the salmon. And then with the guts, I just diced it up, right, and put it in the mix. Mm-hmm. And then that's what I use for the filling to stuff the salmon. And then that salmon is wild caught too. That's another thing. When you go to the store and you eating fish, right, you want to look to see if it's wild caught or to see if it's farm raised. If it's wild caught, that means it's natural. They caught it from the actual ocean, right? If it's farm raised, that means somewhere they're growing it, right? They're breeding it. So that makes a difference, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong with bacon too. I see all that bacon on.
Yeah. There you go.
That's Prestige's like hidden weakness. Bacon.
Nah,
all
that's the thing,
you want to kill him? You put cheese and bacon in front of him. He's done.
Bacon and shrimp. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I heard about the cheese easy. I heard about that. My lactose.
Yeah. But cheese. That's how we kill. That's how we kill him.
It's a great spread that you have right here.
Yeah, man. You got the fried deviled eggs right there. I don't know if y'all see those. Those are crazy. Yeah, I was in the bag.
I'm gonna need some of those. I'm just be honest with you right now.
Nah, those
fried deviled eggs. Okay, I'm in.
I was in Maryland, man, down there with my sister, and she took me to this bar. And the bar, usually the bar is always never the big restaurant, never the big place. Everybody, it's always the little bar somewhere you go where you just want to have a drink, right? That has the best food. In this place, they had them fried deviled eggs, and I was like, wow! Like I had to try them, and after I ate them, they were so good. I was inspired, right? Mm-hmm. So I had to go and make them and whip them up. But yeah, definitely, I got you, bro, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Time is very scarce, Aaron. I think we have like 1 minute left of the program.
Nah, so good.
Let us know and let our audience know just where to find you, where to reach you. If you want to give any contacts, just where to hit you up and provide your services, man. Go right ahead.
Yeah, well, you can find me on Facebook at Heartfelt Catering LLC. Mm-hmm. You can also find me on Instagram, Heartfelt_Catering_LLC. You can find me at my website is heartfeltcatering-life.webnode.com.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah, bro, that's it, man. We here. We doing private dinners. We do catered events. We do weddings. We do meal prep. We do it all, man. We got you. So whatever y'all need, feel free to hit me up, 203-999-1726. That's my number, man. Or you can hit me on my email, youngar42gmail.com. LeeAaron609 at gmail.com, right? Any one of those, man. I'll respond to those as quick as possible. And I look to try to sit down and have a conversation with you for sure. And thank y'all in advance, man. For real. Thank y'all.
Definitely, man. Thank you for being part of our program, Aaron. Good to have you.
Sir.
Love to have you again. Let's plan something soon, man. Awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sounds good, man.
WNHHLP 103.5 FM, New Haven. Thank you.
Peace.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know. Spending time all alone, sending my songs through the phone, dreaming of a better home while focused on trying to hone this craft, witchcraft. I hope the Bluez let this last.
I don't know if the earth is painted blue. I don't know if that's really you. I wanna go outside. I wanna go outside.
So many folks I've had to ghost. Negative ones the most. The seconds wasted. Never returned. I'm spaceship dreaming of landing home. I'm not alone.
Even though we all die, the one thing I fear is time. The seconds, the seconds, the seconds, the seconds, the seconds, the seconds.